Hello, everyone, and welcome to our May edition of First Fridays with Urban Farms. First Fridays is a monthly live YouTube broadcast where we showcase the Urban Farms Initiative at Services for the Underserved. For those that don't know me, I'm Mike Hollis, the Urban Farms Director, and I'm very excited to have you joining us today. May is a peak in activity for the Urban Farms team, so folks who have watched First Fridays before may notice something different in that I am broadcasting from the field. I'm actually with some of my team at Marcy Hart, one of our oldest community farm sites, helping to prepare for the season. As always, because we're live, anything can happen. So if we do experience a technical issue during the broadcast, bear with us as we get things running smoothly again. But it also means that you can interact through the live chat. If you are signed into YouTube, you can use the live chat feature to ask questions, make a comment, or give a shout out to the SUS Urban Farms team. So early May, as I mentioned, is a very busy time where everything happens at once. Plants are blossoming, seeds are sprouting, seedlings are ready to be planted, and weeds are growing strong. So our urban farmers are all hard at work getting their gardens ready for the summer. And because we're live, I'm actually going to kind of step to the side a bit and show you some of the work going on here today. So I will give a quick shout out to Urban Farms Manager Dan Danza. And he, I believe, is that eggplant, Dan?
That's a zucchini. So today, part of what we're doing today is a lot of the main summer season planting here at Marcy. So that's zucchini. I'm going to do corn in there. We have tomatoes, peppers, and cucumbers in these two tall trellis beds as well. We just put down our weed block fabric, which warms the soil so we can plant a little earlier, keep the weeds down. Weeding is a task that, as we were discussing earlier, nobody likes. This helps deal with that. It also keeps cats out of bed and other pests as well. So what we're going to do, we're just going to cut holes into that weed block and plant our seedlings. Dig our seedling holes into the holes that we're cutting. Pop our seedlings right in there. Water them, and the season's very much off to a start. But we got other stuff already going, especially like our kale and collards, chard, and this bin of strawberries right here. So we're off to a good start.
Awesome. Yeah, thank you. And I'll give a quick shout out to Wilfredo Ila, our program coordinator. You may notice that something the three of us were working on a little earlier this morning is constructing a new shed a little further in the background. Shout out to anyone that's watching that may have been part of our Earth Day volunteer group that helped to start off that shed and do a lot of the projects that got things ready for us today. But the new shed is also a very good example of some of the new infrastructure that we install this time of year, including raised garden beds. Many of our urban farmers have become skilled garden carpenters, and for today's 5-minute workshop, we're actually going to visit with Rowley in the Bronx as he shows us the construction of a garden bed.
plataforma en línea para verificar que el tornillo se haga de este lado.
Move myself, and I'm a little bit high. There we go. Thank you to Rowley and program coordinator Wilfredo Ila for that video segment. Rowley is now beginning his fifth season, and hello, Maria. Beginning his fifth season as part of the Urban Farms team. He participated in vocational training with us, spent a year as a volunteer horticulture apprentice with Hudson River Park in Manhattan, and then began working with SUS as an Urban Farms employee. He has always shown a passion for his work, and he has also built his independence over the years. With his demonstrated skills and tasks like raised bed construction, a really great demonstration of his talent. In fact, while Rowley has helped to construct plenty of raised beds at SUS sites through the city, the raised bed in that video was being constructed for the launch of a gardening initiative at another organization. So the impact of Rowley's work is very much extending beyond SUS into making New York a greener city. Thank you again to Rowley for both that segment and for all of his hard work. And talking about hard workers, SUS is now in its 7th year of beekeeping. This hive behind me can produce over 9 gallons of honey each year, which is distributed to residents and is sold by urban farmers at farmers markets. This year, SUS is also partnering with a research team at New York University to study our bees, helping to advance our knowledge of urban microbiology, while also getting a better understanding of our own bees' foraging pathways. So we can actually tell by the research being done where our bees are going to gather their food over the course of any particular month. For our final segment of the broadcast today, Dr. Elizabeth Henoff, an NYU student, Anik, explain the research project and how the SUS bees will be helping scientists understand urban ecology and even track human pathogens.
So my name is Elizabeth Henoff, and I'm an assistant professor at the NYU Tangent School of Engineering, and this is...
Hi, I'm Anik. I'm a senior at NYU Gallatin, studying reproductive microbiology. And here's the interesting what we're working on.
Yeah, so this is a research project that started a number of years ago out of an interest of characterizing the urban microbiome. And so, you know, we're all familiar with the idea of the human microbiome and how we live in symbiosis with a bunch of microorganisms in our gut or in our skin. But really, you know, the microbiome is pervasive, and so we study the interaction between the environment and the environmental microbiome. So a number of years ago, we started this study to try to make microbial maps of the environment. And so the first way we tried to do that was by taking swabs in different environments, in the subway system or inside buildings. But we realized that that was very labor intensive, and also we weren't getting a picture of a whole neighborhood at a time. And so we started to try to think about, like, well, what kind of systems are there out there? Maybe what kind of organisms are there out there that kind of interact with a whole neighborhood at a time? And so we happened on the idea of honeybees as basically citizen scientists who leave their hive in the morning, go out in the environment, interact with a bunch of different aspects of the environment, you know, built environment, the plants, you know, maybe aquatic environments, and then come back to the hive afterwards. And so we ran this pilot study trying to see whether there was any aspect of the beehives that would give us some kind of information about the microbial environments that they're traversing as they forage. And so we figured out that the debris, so kind of dust and dirt and like plant bits that accumulate at the bottom of the hive, is a really rich material for microbial information. And when we collect that debris and extract DNA and sequence it and analyze it, we can see what kind of microbiomes the bees have been interacting with. So obviously the plants that they interact with directly, but maybe also aquatic microbiomes if there's a body of water nearby, or mammalian microbiomes, with the idea that they're kind of traversing these microbial clouds, and so they collect information even if they're not specifically interacting with it. And so this summer, we're scaling up the experiment. We're trying to partner with as many beekeepers as possible.
Yeah, in both the urban and rural settings. So we're trying to kind of like coordinate all these different points and try to get as much information as to kind of like points of interconnection, where these bees are kind of like had similar patterns and where they differ, and what kind of information on a metagenomic scale or microbial scale that these bees are gathering. So it's really fascinating.
And we're going to try to take as many samples as possible throughout the season. So like every other week when you come and take care of your bees, and also spread out kind of spatially too.
Thank you to Elizabeth and Anik for that video. Oh, and shout out to Rowley, who was just featured in the segment and is watching today. Hello, Rowley. Hola, Rowley. ¿Cómo está? So thank you to Elizabeth and Anik for that video. It was actually taken during the seasonal launch of our beehive, so the audio was a little bit dicey at times. But if you are interested to learn more about the collaboration or the research project, please feel free to reach out to me and my team. As I mentioned, a very busy time of year, so I'm actually going to be jumping right back into work here. But thank you all for joining the First Fridays broadcast today. And a special thanks to all of the urban farmers and volunteers that have been supporting the launch of this season. I'll also give a quick shout out to our supervisory team, Dan, Wilfredo, and Thomas, who have been doing amazing work in coordinating the rollout of this growing season. I hope that everyone is staying safe and well, and I look forward to seeing you again next month. Bye for now.